But we cannot, it is criminal and it is treasonous to let the white supremacists off the hook. All roads lead back to the white supremacists. So I wanted to read some of the comments. Let me see if I could. Because hopefully this will help me in case I'm forgetting to make some of the points that I wanted to make. All right, so somebody said, and I think I might have touched on this a little bit, but somebody said, I need to know what data supports that white people are the #1 consumers. And he went on to say he had the same debate with Russell Simmons when he said white people buy more rap than blacks, and I asked him for the proof and he couldn't give me a definitive answer. He just used the old suburban demographics, and I told him I have bought plenty of products in urban and suburban stores and sometimes purchased more than one copy. So how can anybody tell if it was a Caucasian or an African who bought the Gangsta album in the mall out in the suburbs during the week? There's no data to support it. If white people were the #1 consumers of his crew, he giving himself a shout out on here, then they would have sold umpteenth amount of records if that was the case, right? And I said, all right, cool, brother. I can't argue with you about the data because I don't know of any companies that actually track the racial demographics of who buys the music. I don't know if SoundScan, Nielsen, or any of these tracking companies actually keep racial statistics on who's purchasing the music and who's not purchasing the music. So I'm not going to argue with you about the data. Peace, what's going on, Elijah? I see you. Dr. Ma'at just slid up in the digital building. How you doing, beloved? Appreciate y'all coming up in here. For those of y'all that just joined, please share this out with 5 to 10 people. Tell them to come join the conversation. We're talking about the negative effects the negative effects that rap music has on the community. And the question really is rap music to blame for a lot of the problems that we see in the black community? Right? And it stemmed from a post that I put up earlier. I'll play it again in a little while, just so y'all can have the full context of what we're talking about. We got to stop killing each other first. We come together. White people doing this because we're so divided. I don't agree with that. We wasn't killing each other, and we wasn't divided when they destroyed Black Wall Street. So I definitely don't agree with that. White people going white people regardless to what we do. White people is going white people regardless to what we do. We can't behave our way out of white supremacy. That's not the way it works. Your skin is your uniform. Your melanin is your uniform. And so you were born the wrong color, and so you are an enemy in the eyes of the white supremacists, and you are going to be attacked. Regardless of how you dress, regardless of what type of music you listen to, regardless of whether you sag your pants, regardless of how you behave, you were born the wrong color, and you are therefore the enemy. Some division is definitely good, but I don't think it's that deep to make us kill each other. I don't either. I don't either. Because like I said, and I'll ask the question again, what problems do we have in the black community today that didn't exist before rap music? What problems do we have today in the black community that didn't exist prior to rap music that we can attribute to the music, if that's the case? If that's the case. I'm not saying that we don't need to do better as far as the music is concerned. I'm saying, what is the real source of the problems? What is the real source of the problems? I don't know what you're saying about social media, Laj. I don't know what you're saying about social media. Elaborate. Right? And so, again, so he was talking about how he doesn't believe that white people buy more music than black people, whatever. And so, let me see. I'll read my response to him. I said, I won't argue against you about the data because I don't know of any companies that track racial demographics of music consumers. But one can simply look at the large crowds at rap concerts, regardless of what city, and see that whites are the overwhelming majority most of the time. And I brought up a point, I brought up a personal experience. I said my wife and I were on a party bus to Savannah a few years ago, and it was mostly blacks, but there was a group of younger white people who were on the bus. The people that was running it, they passed around a pen and a pad to everybody to take music requests. So they was passing the pen and the pad around for all of us to write down what music we wanted them to play while we was riding out to Savannah. I said most of the black folks wanted to hear R&B and party music from the 90s and early 2000s. And the white folks that was in the back, they wrote trap music in big letters and they circled it. And they passed it to the front. That's all they wanted to hear. They said, play some trap music. Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? And then I said, there's also an infamous video of Lil Wayne declaring that there is no racism because when he looks out to the crowd at his shows, he sees mostly white people. Right? Also, you have countries like Switzerland, Bosnia, and other places where it is damn near 100% white, and rap music is the number 1 or number 2 genre. Here in America, black people are only 13% of the population in America, and not all of us listen to rap. So how could rap be the number 1 genre if the dominant society is not consuming it in large numbers? Right? So yeah, I don't have the data, but we could just use some common sense. We could just take a look around at what we see. They love everything that we do. It's not just rap music. Every genre that we come up with, white people become the number 1 consumer, especially here in America, because they are the majority population. They are the majority population. Do y'all know how many white people is in America compared to black people? I don't think a lot of people really realize that, because a lot of us, we live around each other and we see black people all the time. And so I don't think we realize how outnumbered we are. These rappers can't sell 5, 10 million records and all of that shit with just a black audience. They wouldn't be selling those, they wouldn't be doing those type of numbers if it was just us who were tapped in with the music. So I only brought up that to say, okay, how come the music doesn't have, like I asked earlier, how come the music doesn't have the same effect on those communities? If they listen to the music just as much as we listen to the music, how come it doesn't affect their community the same way it affects ours? And because, like I've been saying this whole time, it's because of the conditions that already exist in our communities. It's because of the social engineering that already is taking place on the minds of our people via the media, via the miseducation system, right? The food is compromised. Everything is weaponized against us. And our babies are under this constant attack from the days that they are born. And we expect them to have it all figured out and be able to, quote unquote, do better. Absolutely, television. That's what I'm saying. The media, period. Period. How we expect them to do better? What did we leave for them to do better? What did we build for them to do better? What do they have to do better with? Right? And so now that's getting into what are the solutions. If we want to fix the problem, we have to take control of the culture. Right? We have to create the infrastructure, and we have to create the systems of punishment and rewards. Right? Because the youth, they're giving them millions of dollars to make this music. What are the solutions? Because these niggas are not going to stop making this music. They're not going to stop making this music when they getting these big checks, when they winning these awards and they going all over the world and they being given the red carpet treatment. They being rewarded to make this music. So what rewards can we give them as an incentive to make the music that we say is better for our community? What system do we have in place to reward people who go out of their way to make music that we say is more beneficial to our community. That's our responsibility. We can't depend on our enemies to reward us for our upliftment. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So we have to create the infrastructure to be able to cultivate the next KRS-One, to be able to cultivate the new brand Nubians, and make sure that they are compensated, to make sure that they get the red carpet treatment, and to make sure that they are rewarded and celebrated. Right? That's what will give the youth that incentive. You know what I'm saying? And so the responsibility, as far as solutions are concerned, falls on us, OGs. What have we created for the next generation? If we left them with nothing and they doing the best that they can, how could we judge them? Right? Right, nicely girl. Right, nicely girl. They got white women sucking them up all over the place. They losing their goddamn mind out here. They losing their goddamn mind out here. They be like, I'll be damned. Turned down for what? Turned down for what? I'm about to go in the studio and I'm about to make another song about popping mollies. Because that last song I made about popping mollies, that shit went about 4 times platinum, and I ain't never seen a check that big before. Even though they're not even getting the lion's share of it. But look what they coming from. Look at the environment that they came from. So them couple $1 million mean a lot to them. So we have to be able to incentivize them rather than just condemn them for what they're doing and for the music that they're making. We have to be able to shift the paradigm. And we can't do that by just browbeating and wagging our fingers. You know what I'm saying? That's treasonous. That's treasonous. Let me see. I'm trying to go back to the comments so I can remember what I was wanting to say earlier. So I touched on that. They said white people listen for entertainment, but our children are in church. So I touched on that. I think I made my point with that. This brother said, both solid answers and both are true. However, I think the answer is somewhere in the middle in regards to the negative side effects on black youth. The 2 reasons negative music is popularized are: 1, it's the trauma of our American experience imposed on us by white people, packaged in an entertainment box, and much like Mandingo fighting, it's entertaining to white America, which then makes it, number 2, a lucrative financial opportunity for black youth, which births and incentivizes to aggressively churn out the content, which by default creates an over-flooded cesspool of candidates looking for the so-called big break, aka right access. So yes, black youth is indeed in church and seeking for the next wave that'll place them atop the cesspool in white America, gets not only the new Roman Colosseum, it's got the backing of $1 zillion and white privilege and an anti-black governmental system to keep the entertainment a safe sport for them. Great point, brother. And to him I am going to give a shout out to. Pob7OX. Great point. I agree 100% with the point he made. And that's basically, his comment is basically my overall point with this whole conversation. His comment is basically my overall point with this whole conversation. All roads lead to white supremacy at the end of the day. We're not going to let the white supremacists off the hook. We could take accountability and still not let the white supremacists off the hook. Dr. Wilson said they put them on the sidelines at sports games. Let me see. He said, are we kings and queens like we promote all day? Are we going to focus on us or them? We're going to focus on us and them. We could walk in chew bubblegum. If so, we have to stand up and ID the BS within. We are not mindless puppets. We know right from wrong. The music is foul, unproductive, and destructive. Whatever the reason, however it came about, it cannot be defended by people who want us to move forward in a positive direction. Now, damn, I gotta say this. Bro. Because that comment right there, you know what that sounds like? And you know who that reminds me of? Damn, I gotta say this. Let me read it one more time. There's a certain part in here I want to read. I'm not even going to read the whole thing. We know right from wrong. The music is foul, unproductive, and destructive. Whatever the reason, however it came about, it cannot be defended by people who want us to move forward in a positive direction. Y'all remember Joe Biden's infamous crime bill speech? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember Joe Biden's infamous crime bill speech? Joe Biden said, yeah, we might have created these conditions. We might have some responsibility for the conditions that exist out there, but it doesn't matter. They're criminals, and they're going to bang my mother over the head with a bat, or whatever the hell he said. What about movies? Scarface, Die Hard. We don't tell actors their movies are foul. Another good point. That's another good point. That's another good point. Scarface the movie did more than Scarface the rapper to me. Still, that's not the blame for all the shit that's happened to me. Scarface the movie did more than Scarface the rapper to me. Still, that ain't the blame for all that shit that's happened to me. Damn, Mama Love said that's coon talk. Damn, Mama Love said that's coon talk. Sound a lot like Joe Biden to me, man. It sound a lot like Joe Biden. It don't matter how it happened. It don't matter how it got there. The fact of the matter is, it's there and we got to do something about it. No, it does matter how it got that way. It does matter how it got that way, because addressing that is the only way that we're really going to fix the problem. Again, if not, what's the answers? What's the answers? Because the rappers ain't going to stop rapping about what they rapping about. They're not going to stop. So what's the answer? What's the solution then? You're just going to throw the babies out with the bathwater, huh? You're just going to throw the babies out with the bathwater, huh? I ain't with that. I ain't with that. Let me see. There was some other interesting comments on here. Let me see. Do I need to play the video again? Is there some new people in here? Do I need to play the video again? Let me see. I'll get with that explanation, but back to the content of the music and its ill effects on our children. White kids and 99% taking the shit literally. No source, just common sense observation. Okay, I don't know. Had written something that didn't go through, but I'm just speaking on rap music here in the States. So he's responding to me saying, you know, they have these countries that are damn near 100% white, and rap music is the #1 genre, so how come it doesn't affect their communities? So he's saying, I'm just speaking about here in the States, not predominantly Caucasian countries. And if we are to use that example, I could use many African countries that are predominantly black. Okay, but those African countries have the same negative effects that we got in the hood here, if not worse. Right? But I'm just looking at it stateside. And Lil Wayne, okay, he missed my point about the Lil Wayne thing. I wasn't agreeing with Lil Wayne that ain't no white supremacy because it's a bunch of white people at his concerts. I wasn't agreeing with that. I was just using what he said as an example that, listen, white people consume a lot of rap music. A lot of white people consume rap music. That was my point. But he started to talk about how, you know, Wayne tripping by saying there ain't no white supremacy. I wasn't talking about that. Let me see. Okay. So, do anybody want to come on and add to the conversation? I could bring some people on if anybody wants to come on and add to the conversation. We having a good discussion here. Let me play the video one more time so y'all can know what we talking about.
All good. If you look at our radio stations, like go down today if you think I'm joking. Go from 0 on the radio down all the way to 200. Okay. Listen to every different specialized groups. We are the only group that 90% of everything that we talk about in our music is detrimental to us. When we talk about bitches, we're not talking about women in general. We're talking about our women. Yeah. When we talk about niggas, we're talking about us. When we talking about busting somebody in the head, shooting them, we're talking about us. So, like, at what point do we? It's all good. If you look at.
And so again, in that interview, David Banner did go into more detail and break things down a little bit further and put things in their proper perspective. And so y'all see the flag in the back. You know, I got much respect for David Banner. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with him a little bit when he said, when we say bitches, we not talking about all bitches. We just talking about black women. That's not true. I can say that because I'm a proponent. Not a proponent. I ain't gonna say I'm a proponent, but I've used the word bitch in my life. Not as much now as I used to, especially in my music. But I've used the word bitch. And when I was talking about bitches, I was talking about bitches. I wasn't just talking about black women. I was actually talking about women who fit the description of bitches. All women ain't bitches, but certain women fit the description when we talking about bitches and hoes. Certain women is bitches and hoes. White, black, Spanish, Asian, whatever it is. There's certain women who are bitches and hoes. And we're not just talking about the black ones. I disagree with that. And when we say niggas, really, there's a lot of different, like nigga is probably one of the most interesting words in any language, right? It's the most inflammatory word to be certain, but it's one of the most interesting words in the English language also. And it's used in a lot of different contexts, in a lot of different, yeah, I said it right, in a lot of different contexts, right? But a lot of times when we say niggas, we just talking about males. We just talking about a male. We're not necessarily talking about a black male. Sometimes we are very specifically talking about black people. There are certain ways that we use the word nigga where we're specifically talking about black people. But there are also instances where we're just talking about a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker say something like, yo, this white nigga was tripping. Hey yo, this Chinese nigga was tripping today. We say shit like that. So I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, again, God is in the nuances. You know what I'm saying? Everything can't be just oversimplified like that. You know what I mean? Right. Many different nuances. There's a lot of different ways that we use those words. We are some professional cussers. We know how to use these expletives very creatively. You know what I'm saying? It's not just referring to one thing when we use the word. But I do understand his point too. I do understand the point that he's making also. And it's valid. His point is definitely valid. But all right, let's go R. Lewis. Try to keep it brief, brother. Try to keep it brief. I don't want you. I don't want y'all to get on here and be too long-winded.
Peace.
Say what you gotta say. Make your point, and we're gonna try to keep the conversation flowing. But peace, God. How are you?
How you doing? I mean, one of the problems we have is they paying the artists to speak like this. I mean, just think about it. Nowadays, like New York with the drill music, I mean, they make it more drill music because that's what they paying the artists. Like, that's how you get on. Like KRS-One, he want to come out with an album, but ain't nobody gonna buy his album, and he's not talking like that. But all the money, all the funding is to make drill music. Like, they won't. What was it? I think it was Too Short. A while back, he wanted to make a clean song. They told him, we want you to make the most dirtiest, most disrespectful song you could ever make, and we gonna pay you, and we'll talk about that clean song later. So I'm like, and with the youth right now, people's trying to get on right now, and the best way to get on right now is I'm gonna go make a drill song right now, just so I could get on. Instead of me talking about peace and prosperity, I promise you, if you was paying people to talk about peace and prosperity, man, you'd be surprised how much poets we'll have right now. You feel what I'm saying? But money's at the bitches, excuse my language, killing, and not only killing white people, but black people. You talk about killing white people, you ain't gonna get paid. But they know, shoot, if I come around, got a 100-round clip, and I dump it on the block, spin the block again, come back and do it again, I'm gonna get signed. And then let's talk about the other stuff. They wear skirts, they do all this stuff just to get signed. Just to get signed. Look at Young Thug. Look at the situation he's in. He did all that to get signed. Now just to get a RICO act. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like we wake up wanting to speak on the bitches, the killing and stuff like that. We're trying to figure out what's the best way to get paid, and that's the reward. We'll reward you with the millions, the chains, the house, the cars, if we talk about killing each other. And it's a domino effect. It just keep going. And it's the machine. It's designed that way. It's designed that way. I see my homies, they be in the studio talking about nothing but killing and all that stuff. And one of my homeboys, he got about it, he starts speaking peace. You ain't gonna get signed like that, bro. I'm like, damn, it's really serious. You can't talk about. That's why they be saying nobody want to hear Nas in the club. You ain't gonna get signed. Look, Nas had to do something else to get the shine on. I mean, you ain't talking about murder, kill, drugs, and all that. They ain't gonna sign you. You ain't gonna get paid, and the youth know that. So that's all they gonna talk about. Look how big drill is right now, because that's what they paying right now. Drill. Some of these dudes ain't never even killed nobody before, but they go talk about it just to get paid.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, good point. Good point, brother. We gonna keep it moving, man. Appreciate you.
Peace, God.
Peace. All right, that was the brother R. Lewis. Yeah, good point. People are incentivized financially to make this music, right? And he brought up a good point about wearing the skirts and all of that stuff too. People have to resort to doing all kinds of stuff in the name of getting the bag. And that's another reason why we absolutely must get reparations in the form of cash payments for foundational Black Americans so that we can fix some of these problems, so that we can create some of the infrastructure that we need to cultivate the artists that we want to hear and that we want to see, and so that we can cultivate our own media apparatuses, right? So that we can sign our own artists and create our own award shows. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We have to be compensated, family. It goes back to economics. You fix the economic problem in the Black community, 90% of the problems go away overnight. You fix the economic problem in the Black community, 90% of the problems go away overnight, right? Because, again, going back to the radio stations, there's thousands of radio stations in America. There's only about 150 of them that are actually owned by Black people. And now the radio stations that are owned by Black people, Like Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder got a radio station. My LA people know about Stevie Wonder's radio station. I don't know what it's called. My Nicely, if you know what Stevie Wonder's radio station is, put it in the chat. But Stevie Wonder got a radio station in LA. They don't play drill music on there. They don't play drill music on there. They don't play gangster rap music on there. What they play? Adult contemporary R&B, love music, talking about getting married and having babies and making up and breaking up. And, you know what I'm saying? So when black people are in control and we're able to make our own decisions of what we want to play and what we want to hear and what we're going to give shine to, we make better decisions for ourselves. The problem is these decisions are being made for us by our enemies. Right? But R. Lewis is absolutely correct. It's the incentive. But my son want to make drill music because he sees a potential to be successful if he does that. My son ain't no killer. My son ain't no gangbanger. He ain't never been around that. That's not his life. That's not his life's experience. He ain't never been around none of that. He ain't never had to spin the block. But he feels like if he rap about what they rapping about, then there's an opportunity for him to get put on. You know what I'm saying? He don't see no value in his own real life experience because he don't see any examples of that being successful. He don't see no examples of that being cool. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, when we own and control our own media, when we own and control our own radio stations and television networks and all of that, then we could decide what type of images that we want to put out there and how we want to portray ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we counter that. That's what the real solutions are. Economics. That's what the real solutions to the problems are. It's economics. The problems don't exist because of the rappers. The problems exist because of the economic deprivation that caused the conditions that the rappers is rapping about in the first place. Anybody else want to come on and add on? Anybody else want to come on and add on? I probably should have did that a little bit earlier when it was more people up in here. It was jumping a little bit. But it's all good. If anybody is here would like to add a few words, just hit the request button. I'll bring you on and let you say what you got to say. Again, I don't want people to get on and be too long-winded. I don't want people to get on and be too long-winded. I just want you to make your point, and land your plane, and then we can keep the conversation flowing. Yeah, send a request. Hold on, let me see. I'll get you on real quick. Shit, we got to make them. Said they're not going to give us money. He said they're not going to give us the money to make us whole again. We have to make them. Of course, they're not going to willingly give us nothing. They didn't willingly let us off the plantations. We had to make them. They didn't willingly want to get rid of Jim Crow segregation and all of that shit. We had to make them. We had to force them to do the right thing. They're not going to willingly do the right thing. They never have. We've always had to force them to do the right thing. And so we're going to get it. We going to get our check. We going to get our check. Peace, God. What's going on?
Yo, what up?
How you, bro?
I'm good, man. What's up, brother? I like what you're doing, bro.
My nigga, you don't age, do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the black don't crack, right? Yo, man. Yo, you already know, man. We go back, man. I love what you're doing. What you're saying, right, with creating the opportunity, creating the platform is the way you do it, right? We have the most money spent in America. They said if you took all the black dollars together, it would be the eighth richest country in the world, right? So whatever we do, even Kendrick said, who they copy off of us, right? All we have to do is say, okay, we got a collective of rappers who are spitting what we know we need to hear. If we come together and make that dope, everybody else is gonna ride to it. So you got to separate yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a separation. So okay, if the niggas want to be over here, y'all could be over here. You already know what's gonna happen, right? We not messing with y'all. We gonna stay over here and watch that grow from the grassroots. Just let it grow. Same way people came up with the Facebook, they came up with Instagram, they came up with everything. Come up with the same thing, build on it, and just watch it grow. Eventually, people are going to start following. They're going to say, man, this is a new wave. This is a new trend. Damn, you see how many people are joining on to that. And you're going to see people want to be a part of something. So when you want to be a part of something, especially when you have to start making changes. You know what I mean? They have to make changes. Like, man, this is really lit over here. It's blowing up out of nowhere. Yo, how do we get over here? You know you can't get over here with that nonsense.
Right.
So what's going to happen is if you want it that bad, people are going to start changing. When you want something bad enough, you make changes. And as long as you're willing to start it and create it, like what you're doing, you got the conversation here. It's all over the country now. People, this is what everybody wants to hear. We tired of seeing the nonsense going on. Like little kids getting shot over nothing. What are you proving? Nothing. So if you make that community strong and build it, I guarantee you people are going to start changing up because they want to be a part of it. And when they come in and they're not right, you got to strengthen numbers. Weed them out. Weed them out. Like, hey, you know what? I feel you. We let you in. You knew the rules. This is how we do. You violated. We got to let you go. When you change some things and you want to come back in, then we'll let you back in with open arms as long as you're willing to abide by the rules. You know what I mean? And you just got to stand firm on that. But we can take anything and make it the biggest thing on the planet, like we did with hip-hop in the beginning. Right. So the power, even though they're putting all this bait out there for them, right? The money, incentives, and all that nonsense. Yeah, the bait's out there. But you don't got to be the fool to take it. You just recreate. All you got to do is recreate, and then you'll see it. You'll see it turn over. I just wanted to say that, but you're definitely on the money where you got to create your own platform, right? Nowadays, anybody can get famous. The internet is here.
Right.
The internet is here, so you don't need the label. People are proving that now. You don't need a label. All you need is the people to support you. Labels are done.
Right.
So as long as you make it popular and everybody wants to be a part of it, and you see big names jumping on, like, man, this is the wave. Everything changes. Even the people that are up here who's selling out, they're gonna start shifting some things around to try to get in. Don't get me twisted. They might be infiltrating too. You know what I mean? But again, weed them out. Once you control it and you own it, you say who comes in and who don't come in.
Yes, sir.
You know? So, and there's a lot of, one last thing real quick, and I know I don't want to be long-winded. With music, I heard the brother say that he was making a record. They said, "Nah, you can't get on like that. You got to say something crazy in order to get on." I heard that too. People were like, "Nah, Black, we don't want to hear that, man. You got to do this." And they messed me up in my head. I'm like, damn, man. You're killing my creativity. I thought it was dope. You know what I mean? But anyway, Nas is one of those people who was able to relate the street and at the same time talk about business, economics, and getting money. When you see somebody he said, I'm the, what do you say? Something about the cryptocurrency king or whatever the case may be. When you have somebody talking that kind of boss talk, it changes you. It changes you because you're like, man, I'm out here hustling, I'm doing this, but now I look stupid compared to this dude because he got millions off of real estate. He got millions on the stock market. He's talking a different talk. And if you want to level up, then you're going to have to change. So you just got to be creative in how you deliver your message. You can be the illest rapper out there, but how many gems are you putting in? Eventually, you're going to catch on because you can't unless you just skip through rap music. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, that's all I wanted to say, man.
Good points, bro. Definitely good points, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt.
All right. Peace and love, man.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Great points my brother made right there. Great points right there, man. So who's controlling the culture that we created? Late 80s, early 90s, we deviated. So who's controlling the culture that we created? Late 80s, early 90s, we deviated. The sixth element was knowledge of self. They study everything down to your follicle cells. And they keep you distracted because they know your weakness and habits. They wreaking havoc. Time to put these teachers in practice. Huh? Who's controlling the culture that we created? Anybody else want to add on? But hold up. That was a good point that he made when he said, anything that we do becomes the shit. Anything that we focus on and that we say is the shit becomes the shit all around the world. And that's a fact. Going back to, like I said, when hip hop was on its natural trajectory. Look at an old Public Enemy concert. Nigga, the first time I ever heard of Marcus Garvey was from Chuck D. The first time I ever heard about Black Power and all of that shit was in rap music. And when you go back and look at those old concerts, you see a sea of white people out there. So whatever we do is going to be the shit. It don't got to be this negative degeneracy, and that's the only thing that people are going to gravitate toward. Nah. Anything that we do is going to pop. Right. But we just need more. He said Kendrick and Cole is doing it now, but we just need more. We got to bring that balance. And that's why I like when I see J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar connecting with some of these drill rappers and some of these youth rappers, even Nas. Even Nas, you know what I'm saying? He got with some of the he did some songs with Lil Durk and people like that. I like when I see the people that we say are making more positive music, the people who we say, yo, we need more of that. I like when I see them connecting with the artists that people are saying are negative and we need to get rid of that. Right? Because that tells me that they see the big picture. They understand that, we shouldn't be throwing the babies away with the bathwater. We got to make a connection with them. You know what I'm saying? And be able to uplift them. You know what I'm saying? Those are our warriors. That's the warrior class right there. The energy is just misdirected. The energy has been turned inward. But that's our warrior class. And so it's our responsibility to give them the direction that they need so that they could be on the front lines in this war. Melanin people control the narrative. All roads lead to Rome, and the real Rome is melanin. You want to get on here and elaborate on that, Akia? Melanin people do have to make the music they make. They made a choice to put that music out. Accountability. Would you like to come on and elaborate on what you're saying? Mama Love said y'all better make sure y'all stream The Spear and the Shield, available right now on all streaming platforms. Y'all better go check that out. Y'all talking about y'all don't want to hear all this drill music and all this twerking music and all that. Y'all don't want to hear Cardi B and Kodak Black and all of that shit. So y'all better go check out The Spear and the Shield. You know what I mean? That's what y'all say y'all want to hear, right? Y'all better go stream that. Matter of fact, go check out that new single, Plandemic. Available right now on all streaming platforms. DJ RP Beats, Sincere Love to God. Plandemic. Available right now on all streaming platforms. The link is in my bio. Yes, indeed. Y'all see my co-host putting the links up in there and all of that. Shout out to Nicety Girl in the building. But yeah, Akia, did you want to come on and make your comments? Send a request. We having a respectful conversation here. You know what I mean? Said, I'm tired. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to get some more details on what you were trying to say. I didn't understand the Rome reference. The melanin is the Rome. I didn't get that. You know what I mean? I was going to let you teach us something real quick, but it's all good. You probably got your bonnet on. And, you know, it's all good. It's all good. But anybody else want to come on? Would anybody else like to come on and add to the conversation? I want to know what y'all think. And some of the people that was in the comments, most of the people that was in the comments, I ain't see nobody come in and ask. The people that was going in the comments earlier didn't make it to the live. Those are the people who I really wanted to talk to, especially the ones that was disagreeing with me a little bit. Those are the people that I really, really wanted to talk to, because I know that they will spark me. They will get me going. They will get me going. They will bring the best out of me. But I think this was a good live. This was a good conversation. I think we touched on most of the important points on this topic. What y'all think? I think we covered a lot. Who's controlling the culture that we created? We's our worst enemy ass niggas, yeah. We's our own worst enemy ass niggas. Where those niggas at? Those the niggas I want to talk to. We is our own worst enemy. It ain't the white people's fault. We can't just blame the white peoples for everything. We got to take some responsibility now. Come on now. We out here doing all this killing. We out here doing all this killing. We supposed to do better. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, man. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, man. That's fear talk. That's fear talk. It's easy to target niggas. It's easy to target the most powerless people in the society. You don't want to go up against the big bad white supremacist stuff. I sure can. I sure can. Shit. All you had to do was make a request, goddammit. Somebody said they wanted me to play that new Plandemic single. I sure can. And listen, Instagram, this is my song. So don't be giving me no copyright strikes for playing my own daggone song. Instagram, Plandemic is written by Sincere Love to God and produced by DJ RP Beats. This is my music. Don't be striking down my video when I play my own music, all right? Let's get into it. Here's a little story that must be told.
It's written in your scripture that the devil's a liar. It's something to think about when you're watching the news. All of a sudden you're fearful and you're kind of confused. And Fallon Dershowitz isn't a silent murderer. Then why he won't debate peace and Islam? This ain't the worst of it. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me remind you who's really calling the shots in Wuhan, China. That paper mask make you feel protected. I'm scared to visit your parents and now they feel neglected. You blame Trump, but that was Biden and you still rejected. Or should I give you the science on how they steal elections? I digress, but here's something to digest. These white supremacists dying off, quiet as kept. I digress, but here's something to digest. These white supremacists dying off.
It's a pandemic.
Pandemic. Freedom to choose, freedom to rules. The question we all gotta ask: what is freedom to you?
For me to you, what's the freedom to move?
But freedom ain't free. What's the value of freedom to you? Freedom to choose, freedom to rules. The question we all gotta ask: what is freedom to you?
For me to you, what's the freedom to move?
But freedom ain't free. What's the value of freedom to you? Connecting prevent high infection. And you really got that 10-4 goofy on. So Spotify, they might reject them. From my perspective, it's some kind of weapon. And that Tuskegee experiment ain't the only thing that I could reference. It's Henrietta Lacks and plenty other facts. The dark history of medical experimentation on blacks. That what if natural immunity should truly be the best line of defense, and that's what I choose to believe. You disagree with that isn't of any consequence. You should have the right to choose if you truly was free. To keep the job, you gotta take the jab. And you can't sue the vaccine manufacturer.
Who will take the rap?
In the event I have an adverse reaction, I'm feeling like Kyrie Irving. What's the worst that can happen? I know the price, I know the value too. Your whole economy is based on the energy that I I can produce.
And nothing in this world is not the truth.
A pestilence from heaven. I heard the word in the garden of fruit. So why you think they deplatform the minister? A lot of y'all is missing the backbone. Grizzle, what up? We need more like it that read more like it. Either this plot is plain to see, or we all psychic.
Freedom to choose, freedom to rule.
The question we all gotta ask:
What is freedom to you?
For me to you, what's the freedom to move?
But freedom ain't free.
What's the value of freedom to you? Freedom to choose, freedom to rules. The question we all gotta ask: what is freedom to you? For me to you, what's the freedom to move? But freedom ain't free. What's the value of freedom to you?
Ready for war. Yes, indeed. That's that pandemic. Available on all streaming platforms. Available on all streaming platforms right now. Y'all say y'all don't want to hear Kodak Black no more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say y'all tired of Lil Durky and little shitty pants and all that. Y'all say y'all tired of hearing Lil Durky and little shitty pants and all that. Man, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. I'm gonna block you in a minute, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna block you in a minute. Man. But yeah, y'all say y'all don't want to Cardi B no more and Meg Thee Stallion and all that. Y'all say y'all tired of that. So pandemic right now on streaming platforms. Go check it out. Go and check it out. All right, family. I've been on here for a minute. This was a good conversation. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. I definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Head on over to YouTube, type in Sincere Love to God, click that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. You can be reminded whenever me and my girl go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. Yes, indeed. Sincere Love the Godcast. We have a weekly broadcast where we chop it up about important issues pertaining to the Black society, pertaining to the culture, including reparations and all things economic. Yes, indeed. We talk about solutions and we point out the problems and the issues. And so if you like this conversation that we had on tonight, y'all would definitely enjoy it even much more so over there, because over there I got my lovely co-host. You know what I'm saying? Who brings the energy, who I get to bounce off of, and you know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron. You know what I mean? We got the spear and the shield over there. See, today y'all just got the spear. You know what I'm saying? Because the spear symbolizes the masculine aspect, right? And the shield represents the feminine aspect. You know what I mean? The spear being a phallic symbol, right? And the shield being a womb symbol. Am I getting too deep for y'all? Am I getting too deep for y'all? I don't think I'm getting too deep for y'all, because I know how my audience is. I know how y'all get deep as the abyss. Y'all get deep as the abyss. I am not the master teacher. I am simply just a master student and a signal booster for Voices of the New Black Media. That's all. That's all. But listen, over there you get the spear and the shield. So you definitely want to subscribe to the channel. Sundays 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST. I see it pinned right there on the bottom. And also, y'all got to stay tuned, because we will be coming back with season 2 of the Black Business Showcase, where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs, share their stories and their journeys with us, and give us all types of game about business. We cover all types of different industries and all of that. Very, very, very good broadcast that we do on the Black Business Showcase. So when you go to the channel, make sure you catch up. If you're not in tune with us, make sure you catch up on previous episodes from season 1 of the Black Business Showcase. We got damn near 50 episodes for you to go check out. All good stuff. All different brands that you may not be aware of, different businesses that you may not be aware of, that you can go out and support
as well, so we could begin to circulate that black dollar and start to practice group economics and do some of the things as far as some of the solutionary things that far as what we talked about on tonight, right? So go check out the Black Business Showcase Sale of the Godcast on my YouTube channel. But all right, family, I'm out of here, man. Again, I appreciate y'all.